Hello gamers, I thought it was time to play one of my favorite things again for YouTube and enlighten you or get you to grind this thing. But before we start on, I want to mention that we have a big giveaway running. You can win a GPU worth 1200 euros or a gift cards up for that are worth 1200 euros in total as well. All you have to do is go through the link in the description where there's a Google Doc explaining everything. It takes about 10 minutes. Might net you some nice prices. Do check it out. It's very little effort for potentially a big payout. But anyways, back on track with the S-Kong. It's just a thing that I think everybody should have in their garage. It's not like an AMX. It trades alpha for a better hold down and side scrape possibility, but it's also nice to play both the tier 8, the tier 9, and the tier 10 are extremely good tanks. Everything before that is a giant pile of shit. However, duly compensated by the Karn, Kong, and S-Kong. And I'm not gonna lie about it. To play this tank properly, yeah, I could have some AP shells to use it tuition. However, again, to play this tank completely properly, you will be shooting APCR. If you do not like this, I am sorry to tell you. It just, you know, it's just the way it is, dude. Just accept it. But yeah, S-Kong just a fantastic tank to play. In general, you get the ability to hit your shots consistently, and on top of that you also get DPM to play around with, which is another nice thing to have, because you know it allows you to miss a shot. I'm watching it for 30 wanted to go forward, but he doesn't. And this TNH is going to be a little bit annoying here, in that position to play against, although he's getting countered from the hill now, which is always nice to see. He's not going to be exposing to me, however, by the looks of things. He's going back in the window. The 60p is pushing up though, which is a free shot through the window here. You can always shoot that. The second angle you gotta remember is through here, because you can shoot this. I mean, many people that watch the stream know this, but I guess not everybody on YouTube knows about that. So that's an interesting and neat angle to remember. And another thing is here, there is the, how do you call it? The rubble pile is not really modeled, so you can actually find outlines through there as well. I'm just trying to find some shots here against the TNH. TNH turret, I am still better than the VZ55 turret, simply because of that smaller cupola, which really helps. And the third angle to remember when you're playing on the hill is this here. You can shoot people coming around the hill. Of course, that's exposed to the window. But if they were to back off, like if the MX were to back off, I could punish him for this at any given moment in time. Now that the TNH left though, I am considering going behind them on the 8 line, especially behind the 60 TP. And then try and do this as unspotted as I can, because I can get peeked from this window here. But you want to drive towards here. You look at your proxy range circle, you try and stay unspotted as long as possible. And good for us, the 60p just fired as well. So we get into position here. We gave him one already. We might have to take one for this though, if fortune does not favor us. But it's better to take one from the 60 TP than to take the free damage from the TNH on top of it as well, because then you're actually making it so you can get double shots. It's about making a decision, because you see the TNH is in this window, right? So you don't want to potentially get shot by the 60p and by the TNH, because that would be very, very awful. Sadly, this game is coming to a rather unfortunate demise rather quickly. Their team is starting to what we call crumble. When the S-Kunk is not facing you, you shoot the side of the gun mantler. It is where you can find a pretty easy and reliable pen on it. If it's facing you, I always shoot around the gun personally, because I don't know why, I kind of like it. This Chieftain is mounting the S-Kunk, which is an interesting play, I've got to say. It's an interesting play in the Chief, but for the S-Kunk, for me personally, I'm aiming around 5k on this. I have about 5.1 on the Waslikat. It's just, I would call it a comfort tank, because it's really just most of the time rewarding to play. The only mistake you can make with the S-Kunk really is to be overly aggressive in the beginning. Like, this tank works in hold down, it will bounce in hold down, but it will not survive forever in hold down, which is something you have to take into account. It does look like one of the i7s coming back, the rest of them is pushing off, which is not great for me, to be honest. Unless the gorilla is still here, which I also have my doubts about. It's gonna be chasing. I also don't want to drive back, because that's kind of equally bad IMO to drive back. I'd rather catch what is here when I can. I mean, the cap is over in 1 minute though, so that's gonna be unfortunate if they do cap. Well, let's see. Maybe there's the I-7. There was one that turned around to come towards here. Maybe there's the gorilla. We're gonna cap in 12 seconds though. Let's see if we can stop them from capping. It doesn't look like it, so it's gonna be 4K. By the looks of it. I'm intuitioning to HE here because I'll get one more HE shell out, which is gonna give me 5K. No! No, I almost had the shot. It's unfortunate we capped there at 10-10. I mean, we were not really in danger of losing IMO, and they still have a lot of HP left. So we did 4.5. If they didn't cap, I mean, we didn't really misplay on the lower side. We kind of hit everything we could hit. If they didn't cap, however, it would be much better. You have the possibility there, IMO, to play the window, to play the 8 line, even though I don't think it's that great, or go towards the hill. Those are the two possibilities for Himmelsdorf and counter. Bit of a shame that we capped, really. Bit of a shame, because we would definitely kill the gorilla before he reloads one more time, and then we just face out the I-7. Like, we were fine on the hill, because the way you play it out there is you shoot the gorilla, right? You kill him, and you face out the I-7 in the meantime, so he can't pen you any further. But yeah, we've got a pretty decent game out still. But a 4.5K game is pretty easy to recover. You just need one big game, and we get my favorites, Jankin. Oh, boys. Jankin in general is such a... every time I spawn on it, I get depressed. I'm gonna be honest with you. Every single time. Especially in this kind of a mem, if it's like a low tier 8 or 9 game, it can be alright. But in this, 5 TDs, 3 lights, 2 IDs... leaves you with 5 actual tanks that are gonna play the game, of which you have to scrap the Leo, so you have 4 actually tanks that are probably gonna be playing the video game. It is quite sad, to be honest. I don't know, let me know what you think of these kind of MMs. I find them in general really annoying and frustrating to play in. The only good thing I see here is that I'm in a hold-on tank, which is nice for me because it's the one tank that does work on this map, because I can just go find a hold on and sit in it all game. As fun as that sounds, right? It is exactly as fun as you imagine. Usually you go here, you try and do 1 or 2 shots. If that doesn't work out, you just snipe towards the south, and that's your game basically. I mean, it really doesn't involve itself much more than that. 3105 is crossing over though. It wasn't fully aimed, so it wasn't the greatest shot. We might be able to get him on the second one though. I do nail him on the second one. EBR is now YOLOing across as well for some reason, which I might nail as well. I don't know, it seems like I missed. I thought it was decent aim though, to be honest. Nail him on the second one. Yak Panzer is now peeking out though, which is gonna be interesting for me. He's playing behind the hold on, maybe I'll be able to give him a few shots here. It's always scary to pick a Yak Panzer. I'm in a decent position to face him though. Manticore now getting spotted out in the south. We missed that one. We're just trying to get the shots we can while we can. Because this Manti might not be spotted forever. I need him to drive forward again. We missed that one though. I think I clicked slightly too late to begin. It seems like the Manti is just gonna stay now and face the Yak Panzer. I gotta kill the Yak Panzer for this. Like I have to. Give him one. They are taking over the south. We should take over the north, but that sounds easier than it really is. Because he's already pushing up. We have a choice now, and the choice is to sit here and cry. And face the Badger at some point, or start going back to his base slightly, which is also not that great though. We need our Manticore to actually spot something, which he's not doing either. He's actually dead. I can't believe they just plowed through the south. Like, without anything contesting them. They just drove through the south and killed everybody. I'm gonna see if the Badger or the Crown is trying to push up or something, which they're not. We lose the STRV. That's crazy. That's actually crazy. This is gonna be one of those... It's actually crazy. It's 3 minutes into Jankin, bro. Like, what is happening here? Just like say on that angle, you just shoot it through the track if it's possible. Why? Because you can, to be honest. Like, you know, it just goes through his track, so... Leo, give him one as well. And this kind of game, you're trying to salvage as much as you can while you can. You don't really care anymore about your HP too much. Basically, the only care you have now is to utilize your HP into the... what we call this max effectiveness. And that's just trying to nail every shot, so you take mainly shots you're pretty sure about hitting. Because you're not going to get too many more at this point. This is what we call endgame damage, and you know, endgame damage is one of those where you really got to hit everything you can. If you do that, you still have a pretty decent game, which is what I'm doing now. 300 as minimal. So I have 4.8, which is pretty chill. I get ammo rack, I hit the rack, and you want to hit everything. I don't really care about my HP, like I said. I don't think my HP is very relevant here. So the Leo is spotted still. Give the Leo a shot. Now I'm gonna be backing off behind the corner here because the VZ is coming, and we're gonna let him clip on the Quran if he wants to. Trying to angle down my hull so he doesn't shoot me. Track the Badger to delay the inevitable slightly more. Badger's gonna shoot us though. Give a shot to... He's trying to shoot me in the 268. He does get me in the 268. We do 6.6. This is an incredibly fast Jankin game. We almost did max of what we could. We didn't really miss much, except from the lights, but you know, that's that. If anything, I'm like not really too unhappy about it because it's the Jankin. Like, if it's a Jankin game goes fast, I'm kind of okay with it, to be honest. Like, yeah, I'm kind of okay with the Jankin games going quickly because it's Jankin and it's not very fun to play. So, you know. Anyways, 6.6 out of that, and you can see there. I mean, you know, one guy in the team did something. No, really though, because they're just wanking in a holdout and shooting. The rest not having such a good result, but that's the strength of the screen there. Accuracy of the gun, DPM, kind of laser beams on close range, allowing you to, even in a game where you are losing hardcore because everybody, you know, simultaneously committed to turn off brain and die mode, that you still do get a really good battle out of it. And I think this is one of those things, once you master the way to play, what cooldowns are good, your side scrape, etc. Once you get used to it, it is a thing that is very comfortable to play. Doesn't ever really have really bad sessions, and yeah, it's just a joy. I love this thing in general, and the fact that you can play HP Turbo on it is another, like, it's such an advantage for that. Sometimes can play HP Turbo and others cannot really. It's just crazy. Like, you have the reverse speed, the extra forward speed, the track protection, the track repair, to full the extra HP. I mean, there's so many benefits to having this setup that it's crazy. And I think our Rhino is an enjoyer. Since all our matches are lost 115, I'll just sit here. Buddy, you're in a Rhino. I mean, I'm not sure what you expect to do in a Rhino. You know, like, I believe that everybody can play what they want to, of course. Right, of course I believe that everybody can play what they want to. But at the same time, I also believe that if you play a really bad tank like a Rhino and you get a top tier MM, where, for example, you are a top tier and you're facing off against an AMX or an S-Conk or even anything slightly decent at the game, you'll always have a struggle that it's gonna be hard for you to play from. I get a good shot on the 277. Issues I can't really side scrape here because I'm gonna drop off the ridge, so I'm just gonna peek in front and give that man a shot. It is fair to do. And now I can actually side scrape because I'm close enough. I had to be real careful here because I'm like literally dropping off the edge. So my AMX I'm first trying to face hug a badger, which is also interesting. I never thought he would have the balls to peek this in his 277. That's actually crazy to me. Like, the fact this man has the balls to peek in a one-shot is insane. IMO. Anyway, I can start side scraping the badger. It is a possibility here. I do get a good shot on the badger. Reset him. I'm gonna kill him as well and then start side scraping the E100 and try to do it. You always put your gun down and wiggle when you're playing against the heat tank. The reason why is pretty simple. With your gun down, you cover a slight part of your lower hull. You can wiggle your gun as well, although I'm too lazy for that. And because of that, they might potentially miss your lower plate and hit your gun. It's a small thing that most of the time will not result into anything, but sometimes make you survive an extra shot. That's why it's always, I guess, good to know these kind of things. And I'm waiting for the Pedretto to cross over and for me to be despotted before I cross myself. Beautiful shot by the enemy ID. Because I don't want to get nailed by that balcony. There's still a Pedretto and an SRV there. It's just not really a good trade for me. And I really kind of want to find this 60 TP or the Sheridan. Sheridan will be first. No, he's safe. I have to be careful still though. They have a gorilla fully unspotted. Yeah, I don't want to risk too much. I can reverse here, and this is the benefit of having turbo. I can reverse here and shoot the Pedretto. I give him a good shot. I can do this again in 2 seconds. I missed that one though. I'm looking for the 60 TP in the meantime. What he's doing. Get one more on the Pedretto. He's probably gonna try and run away now. Maybe one more on him. Not sure about that one. Probably should have looked away. And my 60 TP that I wanted just flat out died. I'm waiting for the Sheridan to potentially go back over the hill. Might get one more shot on him. We do get one more shot on him. Now I'm waiting for the E50 to go back. I mean, not every game in the S-Conk is gonna be a 6K, by the way. I just need to remind you to remain aware. I need the SCV to turn around, to be honest, because like he's getting pressured from 1-2 line, so you kind of should be looking 1-2 line. You're hoping there for something. You're hoping for something that's never really gonna happen. The fact all of their team is now sitting on the 1-2 line where you are pretty far away, but was not able to push it is pretty bad for me. However, I'm gonna get fired by the SCV. I gave the gorilla one. Hopefully. I got shot by the other gorilla. That probably means that though. If I look at it. He had a really nasty Ishish spell there against the SRV. The other gorilla bounced me. Aim. Give him one shot as well. We can give one more shot to this gorilla. That's 5k though, which is again a really good result. We're always happy with a 5k battle. I did one blind, so 5.5, so pretty average S-Conk session for me personally. And I hope this inspires you to finally get an S-Conk if you don't have one yet. I understand low tiers are a pain, but tier 8 and above, big plus. Very big plus in my book. Let's see though. You guys always want to see the team scores, so I'm going to start showing you that as well. If I remember, of course. Um, so 5.5. Like we had the gorilla blind. So we're top in damage. We're 3 battles. We did 5.5, which is pretty good. It's not a blowout session, but it's still very solid. In terms of equipment, I use HP Turbo Rammer. There's 2 more setups that you could consider as your variant setup, of which one is HP Stabs Rammer, although Escrim doesn't need stabs. You also have HP Vents Rammer, just for a bit of reload and gun handling, because it doesn't need stabs. The Vents is nice to have in general if you want to do that. So really small maps where you're not going to be moving too much. And the third or fourth setup actually is HP Config Rammer. As well, in case you want to play on a small map and avoid ammo racks, because it is prone to getting ammo racked. But yeah, in terms of field mods, it's the same as every heavy. We don't take all terrain because you can get tracked in one shot, aiming circle size, extra view range. Then we take the reverse speed, and we don't take anything here because it's just not really necessary. Yeah, that is it for the Escrim video. Hope you guys enjoyed. It was a banger for me. I'll see you guys all in the very next one. Peace.